Episode number 2266. Joe Rogan and Brian Simpson discuss the Epstein files and the powerful figures they may expose.
It's layers upon layers. It's those Russian nesting dolls, and you open it, and there's another one in there, and you open, there's another one in there.
Corruptions at all time, bro. The Epstein files.
I heard there's no files. I heard it's a hoax, and then all of a sudden he's going to release the files. Well, I thought there was no files.
Man,
he wants an investigation now.
Listen,
like what is going on?
They voted 427 to 1.
Who was the one?
Whoa, who's the one?
I didn't see why he said, but he did.
National
say
security.
Let me pull it
No
up.
fucking way you
National
gonna be the one. No,
security.
If you found out all of Congress voted for something and you the only one that didn't, can you change your vote? You can't be the one, guy.
It should be that it has to be like no one can know what the vote is before you do it.
Bro, I would love to hear his reason. How you the one?
Well, I was feeling like let's move past it and let's get on with our business. And
Bro, you can't move past it.
These billionaires are good people. Okay,
You can't move past
They're
it.
good,
Clay
solid people.
Higgins was the one.
Who?
Clay Higgins.
Where's he out of?
Arkansas.
Louisiana?
Oh,
Yeah,
I
there
knew
he
it was one
goes.
of them.
Yeah.
One of
Somebody
the
got
bottom,
to him.
one of the bottom 10 in education or something like that.
Somebody got to him. That's crazy, though. 420 to 1.
I have been a principled no on this bill from the beginning. What was wrong with the bill 3 months ago is too wrong.
It abandons 250 years of criminal justice procedure in America. As written, this bill reveals and injures thousands of innocent people, witnesses, people who provided alibis, family members, etc. If enacted in its current form, this type of broad reveal of criminal investigative files released to a rabid media will absolutely result in innocent people being hurt. Not by my vote. The Oversight Committee is conducting a thorough investigation that has already released well over 60,000 pages of documents from the Epstein case. That effort will continue in a manner that provides all due protections for innocent Americans. If the Senate amends the bill to properly address privacy of victims and or other Americans who are named but not criminally implicated, then I will vote for that bill when it comes back to the House.
He's in that motherfucker.
Well, that's a point, though, right? Like, there was people that had dinner over Epstein's house. Like, Epstein had dinners and had celebrities go over his house. Like,
Yeah.
Chelsea Handler was one of the people that went over his house. I don't think Chelsea Handler is out there molesting kids.
No, I get.
You know what I mean?
No, I get that, but I think we're past that. We're beyond that point now because.
Right, you just have to be able to say, hey, I went to his house for dinner.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
I'm not saying because people try to do that to you with like pictures. They're like, if you was in a picture with somebody, they think,
Right.
But it's like. It's the difference between being in a picture with somebody and being in 500 pictures with them.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And flying to an island with them.
I think
Yeah.
because this is a big problem. I mean, just related back to what we were talking about earlier with Hollywood too, is that I think a lot of these motherfuckers don't respect the public. They don't respect our intelligence. Like I think the average American is smart enough to know the difference between somebody that was just in there or somebody that testified than somebody that was banging children.
See, the thing is, the average American probably can tell the difference, but there are sub-average individuals that all they want to know is you're on the list, and they hear you're on the list, and they might try to kill you. And that is a fact.
But here's the thing. The problem is...
And I'm not advocating for not releasing the
Yeah.
files. I'm just saying there's enough dumb, nutty people that will think that you're guilty.
There's been so much obfuscation with this. It would be different if there was no pushback. But I think what's at stake is people's belief in the integrity of the process.
That's already cooked.
Oh well, yeah.
That's
but
already cooked.
whatever the last little shreds of it that are left is like, no more you getting to sift through and decide. Because it's easy to say that, but the truth is they want to be able to decide whose names get seen and whose names don't, and people aren't with that. Like,
And they shouldn't be with that.
Or we agree with this guy and then we let them Kennedy joints out. We've been waiting for them to think about it. They said the same thing about the Kennedy shit. Well, we don't want to hurt, and every time they're supposed to release it, they kick it down the road.
They released some new Kennedy documents, but no, I never heard anything come out of it.
Yeah, it's supposed to have been released 2 or 3 presidents
There's
ago.
no way those people are alive.
Right. What we know is this. We know that, I forget who said it, but justice delayed is justice denied. The longer we wait, the more we let these fucking snakes kick the can down the road, the more they get to obfuscate and muddy the waters. No,
You know what Trump said about the JFK files?
What?
He said, I saw them, and if you saw what I saw, you wouldn't release them either.
That's what I'm screaming.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, what does that mean? What does that mean?
I can't even imagine what that means.
What does that mean? What could that mean? What does that mean?
I don't know.
Does that mean a foreign government? Does that mean our government? Does that mean the mafia? Does that mean a coordinated effort with all the above? What does that mean?
I have no idea what it could possibly mean.
That's crazy for something that happened in 1963.
Yeah, and almost everyone involved, almost everyone that could be embarrassed somehow is dead.
62 years ago, man.
So it would have to be something that like destroys an institution or something.
Something.
Like this Epstein shit.
Right.
Like,
but just the sheer amount of people with insane amounts of money that are attached to this.
Because my conservative friends be like, they think I give a fuck about a Democrat. They'd be like, "Oh, you with the Bill Clintons in there." I'm like, I don't give a fuck who in there. I don't care who in there.
You don't care.
Put that shit in the street. Yeah,
but they think you do. That's so silly.
I don't have a
party identity.
I don't have a favorite politician. There's nobody. I don't give these motherfuckers money.
No,
there's no politician that I love enough to because this is what's killing me. There's people out there that are literally like, well, how old is 16 really? You know, like they're trying to justify because they want to come out of this by still showing support, but they don't want to be connected to the crime. So they're still trying to justify their support of all of this.
That's crazy.
It's like there's no politician I love more than I love my country, or more than I have my principles of like, yeah, I think if you can't draw the line at kid fucking, then you probably should stop talking in public. Like you shouldn't have public discourse, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this is a pattern that has existed forever in politics. They want you to be compromised when you get into any sort of a position so they can control you. And I think these things like Epstein, and there's probably a bunch of other similar operations that are being run, they provide you with like a really good time, or maybe you're a high profile, extremely wealthy individual, and it's hard for you to get hosed. And some guy tells you, hey, we've got everything covered. You know, you come to my island, nothing, you know, what happens on the island stays on the island.
Bro, didn't they kick somebody out the royal family?
Oh, yeah.
Who?
Prince Andrew.
Yeah.
Yeah, they kicked him out of the family, and there hasn't even been like a formal trial yet. It's not like he's been convicted.
But what does that? What happens when you not? They just walk you out the castle and you
don't know,
you just on the street?
I think he's out in a house, like way out in the country. Like, you stay here.
I just in my head, I just picture him like crying over some KFC because he's never eaten peasant food.
I don't think he's eating peasant food.
So he's not a regular person.
I think he's in a manor, like a beautiful home in the country.
Okay, so
I think he has to stay.
So being kicked out of the royal family doesn't mean that you lose everything.
Who knows? I mean, what does he have, and where did he get it? Is it just money from the government? Because they do get paid by the government.
They
right?
do, but I also think they're still dukes of something and lords of something.
Here it says what he lost. So after being stripped of his royal titles and forced to leave his longtime residence at Royal Lodge, Prince Andrew, now formerly known as Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, will relocate to accommodation in the Sandringham, how do you say that? Sandringham estate in Norfolk. He is now excluded from royal duties and public life, and his status has been dramatically reduced. Loss of titles and status, eviction from Royal Lodge, relocation to Sandringham Estate. So he's relocated to an estate in the countryside. Public exclusion. He remains excluded from all royal engagements and official events, except for private family gatherings.
But that sounds sweet. I feel like...
Yeah, I mean, he's getting away with not having to be, like not being in the public eye. That's it.
But they were basically like, all the parts about being a royal that suck? Yeah, you don't have to do those anymore.
Look at this. Financial support. The king will provide for Andrew's basic needs, but his former royal funding and security benefits have been ended. Andrew has sought private business opportunities to support himself, but no public roles are expected. Wow.
Yeah, who's going to go into business with you, my guy?
He wants to go into business.
He's going to open up a Starbucks?
Getting money from the king all this time. This whole thing is nuts because they get money, and I don't think they have to do anything. Like, I don't think they have, like, real function in government, do they?
Bruh.
Where's the Sandringham Estates? Oh, that's where he got. Poor guy.
Holy
That's so sad. It's so sad. They made him stay in that castle. Look how beautiful that place is. That is so nuts. That this guy got kicked out of there.
Bro.
He got kicked out of wherever the fuck he was, the Royal Lodge.
Unless they tell me his punishment
gardener's
is like
estate.
they give you that estate, but they take all the servants.
Bro, look at the gardener's house. Show me the gardener. That's the gardener's house. That's where the gardener lives. That fucking place is beautiful. That is hilarious, dude.
Like if they give him that place, but they don't give him no servants, and he just got to clean everything. He got to walk a mile to the kitchen.
Yeah, he's got to do his own dishes.
No, but this
actually
guy's
be
living the life. So he just gets banished to a mansion. He don't got to do no public duties.
Yeah.
And they probably just bring a hose out to the mansion.
Do you think he gets a puppy?
It's not like you stop banging hoes.
No,
Right?
I mean, I don't know what he's in trouble for.
Right. That's the thing. They haven't told us.
But to get kicked out the royal family is
It must
wow.
be.
They didn't even kick Meghan Markle out the family, and they racist.
Legal and public impact. What is this? These changes result from long-standing controversies over Andrew's association with Jeffrey Epstein and subsequent legal settlements. Oh, he's got settlements. Particularly the civil case brought by Virginia Guffrey, which concluded without any admission of liability by Andrew, but resulted in a multi-million-pound settlement. Do you know that there's the amount of money that's been paid out to victims of Jeffrey Epstein is like $300 million so far?
From where?
I don't know. Is that true?
Yeah, but there's also a bunch of money that just moved after he died that no one really understands either.
This is all so sketchy.
Bro, I'm telling you, a lot of
It's
people,
so
if they
sketchy.
really release this shit in earnest, it's gonna change everything. I hope it's that powerful.
Do you think it will be?
Well, all I know is
Because-
the most powerful person on earth has been doing a lot to keep that shit from coming out. And I'm not like everybody else. I don't think Trump is in there in a criminal way. But I think he has a lot of powerful friends that have been putting pressure on him to keep that shit under wraps.
I think that definitely has to
I
be
think
the
it's going to be
case.
royal people. It's going to be prime ministers. It's going to be Supreme Court justices. It's going to be all type
Former
of motherfuckers.
presidents.
Yeah, some big CEOs.
Uh-huh.
It's going to be all type of shit in there.
Scientists.
Get it out.
Yeah.
Get it out. Yeah. The world already. There's nothing to lose for America as a whole.
What a crazy operation they were running. What a crazy thing. To have a bunch of people fly them out to an island that somehow or another you own. Like, where'd you get the money to buy a fucking island, bro?
It's not as expensive as you think.
A whole island?
Yeah, I don't
we
think
looked
so.
at that island.
How much?
We were trying to buy it.
How much is
we were
it?
actually, I shouldn't say we're trying to buy it. We were thinking about it very briefly, but it was too expensive. It was like
What?
$55.
It's not discounted now?
That's a discount.
That's the discounted price?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I would imagine it's worth more than that. Like
Yeah.
if you buy a beautiful house in like Miami, a beautiful house in Miami might be $200 million if it's on the ocean. Those like crazy manors in like West Palm Beach.
But it's like, but the island's basically haunted. You got to sage
It is
the
now.
whole motherfucking thing.
It's too late. You got to level it to the ground.
Yeah,
you got to
you gotta-
remove the dirt and go get dirt from like
Yeah,
some
this is
pristine
wild.
island. Yeah, you got to remove everything. It would be. That's the same reason why we never bought the One World Theater. The same thing.
Oh, that weird cult.
Yeah, the cult thing. I was like, oh man, there's not enough sage in the world.
Yeah. You had to come out with some holy water, anointing oil.
That's a beautiful property. But I was like, what did they do to those poor people there?
Episode number 2393. Joe Rogan and Brian Callen break down the true power structure behind Epstein and the mystery of the missing files.
Let me just get real and
What
say,
do you, if I gun to your head, what do you think your best assessment of what Epstein, who was Epstein, who was he working for?
well, I don't know, right? So I'm just guessing. Everybody wants to say he was working for the Mossad. He very well could have been. He could have been working for the CIA. He could have been a guy who was on his own, but also working with them, right? Like a guy that they used, but they never fully endorsed.
Like an asset,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a guy who could move money around.
Right.
He definitely
good at laundering money.
the moving money around stuff was very weird because he had money through no way that anybody could ever explain.
Yeah.
He had an enormous amount of money through no way that nobody could ever explain. Which, you know, if you're state funded, you're funded by Israel and Israel's funded by America, and, you know, there's also NGOs and nonprofits, and there's ways to move money around where you can give this guy money.
Yeah.
So he was like Weinstein, who is an economist, right? Weinstein's a legitimate mathematician.
Eric?
Yeah. So when Eric met him, his first inclination was he was a fraud.
He's a construct.
Yeah, a construct. And did he tell you the whole story about the girl sitting on his lap?
Yep.
So Epstein, while he's meeting with Eric Weinstein for the first time, has a beautiful girl sitting on his lap, and a woman, I shouldn't say girl. He said she was like in her 20s, and she's sitting on his lap, and he's bouncing around, so her tits are juggling around. While
he's asking math questions.
Yeah, talking serious. So he was obviously nerd fishing. He was fishing for nerds, and I think he caught a lot of nerds in that net. There's a lot of those
100%.
guys that wound up going to that island. They probably thought, this is great. We get to party.
Nothing's free.
And they probably felt like they were rock stars because they get to hang out with the intellectual elite on an island with a guy who's just a billionaire philanthropist who's eccentric, who just loves women. He's a professed bachelor. And it all seemed too good to be true.
It's so true.
Because it was.
Yeah.
So I think he was an asset. Whether or not it was for the Mossad strictly or Israel strictly or the United States strictly, whether it was a CIA thing, whatever, I don't know. But I think it was probably a part of a blackmail compromise effort.
Yeah.
Because those guys, there's a fucking dirty secret about these people that are in Congress and they party. Okay? They're regular guys and regular women, and they're in their 30s or 40s or whatever they are, and every now and then they do coke. And they get drunk, and
Human beings.
Remember that DC madam that had a whole book of people, and then she wound up committing suicide? She said, I'm not suicidal. And
See ya.
Yeah. Because there's probably a lot like that.
Fuck
And those kind of honeypot operations, they let these freaks know, like, hey, you're going to be safe with me. Charlie will take care of everything. Look, Bill Clinton used to come here. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
And we're going to go to the
And
island.
that's a big endorsement. It's like presidents were here, so it must be a secure area.
Exactly.
I can get
we
down.
are on the island with Bill. This is fine.
And
We're
all these
fine.
girls show up, and you're like, well, this is Christmas in July.
Bill is really interested in string theory. He'd like to talk to you about string theory. So you're sitting down there having cocktails while Bill Clinton's getting a massage from some girl who's rubbing her tits against the back of his head while she's massaging him. He's like, hey, that's really interesting. Hey, I'm kind of tired. I'm gonna take a nap.
Another thing about black holes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think they all thought that it was this lovely exchange of powerful people and brilliant people. And then they were just getting dirt on all of them. Guys cheating on their wives, guys, whether knowingly or unknowingly, having sex with underage girls.
Everybody
And
wants to be.
Maybe some guys, that was their thing.
Sure.
Because it seemed like with Epstein, that was his thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I think too. I don't think there's any evidence to either. I think it's all been. I don't think there was collected with that plea deal, and I don't think there's any list that's going to point to. There's no smoking gun.
I don't know about that.
I think it's all been taken care of. I think that it's. I think you could open up every file.
But that's the truth. Why did they have all those files? Why did they parade around with these binders?
Because
and
a lot of.
Do you remember those photo ops that they said? Like, look, they did like a thing. We have the Epstein files right here, and they had binders. Like, what kind of political theater is that? If you don't really have the Epstein files,
It was
like,
probably
what is
theater. And what I mean by that is I think, like, if they are keeping something quiet, it's because it's video of underage girls or it's video of the victims who don't want that to be out there. And the Justice Department cannot make that public. They cannot bring that to Congress. That's all sealed for their privacy, right?
Well, that is the argument. But then they're saying now that there are no files. They're saying there's no video.
I believe that. Don't you?
I don't know. I think they have video. I think if you've got an island and you want compromise on people, you can't just have hearsay.
I would say I would agree.
I watched him fuck that girl. Let's sue him. No, that's not how it works. You have to have video, and then you have to show it to the guy. Like, Mr. Clinton, have a seat.
Yeah, but I would agree with that, except for I think if there is video, that's somewhere in the archives of an intelligence agency. That's not getting out. And I think when he had that plea deal in 2008, he got tipped off, remember? And when the feds or whoever, when I think it was the Florida Police Department came to kind of collect all the evidence in Palm Beach, those computers weren't there anymore. So all that shit was scrubbed. All that shit was taken out. So, and part of a plea deal is you don't collect evidence. There is no evidence. When you have a plea deal, nobody is collecting any evidence. You understand? Right. So it's not like we're going to collect evidence. No. The part of the plea deal is we are not, this investigation is over. You plead, you do your time in this jail where you can go out and play golf during the day, but you have to come back at night.
He was under home arrest. He would only have to go there like a couple days a week.
Right. He'd have to go to the county jail in Palm Beach
You'd have to check
during
in.
the day. Right. So that's what I'm saying is I think all that shit
I think he
was
did
scrubbed.
like weekends. I think he did like weekends in the jail.
Man,
I'm not kidding. I think they allowed him to work.
Money talks, baby.
It's not just money talks, it's influence. And the guy who was the arresting sheriff was told this guy was
belongs to
intelligent.
intelligence,
Yeah, that's what he was told. So I would assume that guy's telling the truth because he's a sheriff. He's got no reason to lie, or whoever he was.
Right.
But
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of super powerful people that are very, very, very wealthy, and they have the ability to say whether or not things get out.
In episode number 2391, Joe Rogan and Duncan Trussell question why the Senate blocked the release of the Epstein files and what powerful names might be hidden.
Why don't they release that fucking list, huh? I don't mean to divert this to the Epstein list. I just meant to ask you, isn't it weird?
It's a little odd.
What's going on? I keep thinking, what could be in that list? What's in there? What bit of information is in there?
Well, here's the thing: like the list is, it's probably they don't have like a list in terms of like you have to sign up when you go to the island. You know what I mean? Like, but they know the flight logs.
Right.
Like that's all public knowledge, right? Isn't it?
All I know,
But hasn't it always been public knowledge in terms of like when people want to
shit's out
investigate
there.
things? Like if you go on a plane, say if you fly on a private plane, which most of these guys do, you tell everyone knows who's on the plane. Like you have to give your ID. It happens all the time.
Yeah.
Like I have to give my ID all the
Yeah.
time even if you're on a private jet. So they know who is on the planes. They know. Like there should be a flight manifest, and
Right.
like, they probably save those. And like that, the fact that, and no one's saying that just because you went there, you didn't do it doesn't mean you necessarily did a heinous crime, because I think you can't just have it chaos over there. I bet it was a real good honeypot where there's a lot of sophisticated intellectual discourse. You got a lot of brilliant people
Yeah.
there. You've got great music, you know. You got like famous people are hanging around too.
Yeah.
It seems really cool. And then, if there's blackmail, the blackmail is like snuck into
Yeah.
all this.
Yeah.
Snuck in, come to the room with the cameras. And next
Yeah.
thing you know, you're doing cocaine. Oh, I can't believe I'm doing this. But, you know, you never get to an island.
Yeah.
You don't get to do this very often. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm so busy with my CEO job.
yeah,
You know?
yeah, man.
And then next thing you
Boom.
know, you're donating money to whatever the fuck they tell you to.
But it's like, how many senators just voted against releasing this shit, man? It's just it's like there's two votes that are happening. The UFO disclosure thing, they keep voting against that.
Yeah.
And the Epstein list, they keep voting against that.
Right.
What? And also politically, it can't serve you to talk about a bad list. The list of people who said let's protect people who like have done horrific shit to kids. You don't want to be on that list, but whatever's on that list must be so destabilizing. 51 to 49.
Okay, the Senate voted 51 to 49 to defeat an amendment that would have forced the Department of Justice to release all files related to Jeffrey Epstein. The vote was largely along party
Both
lines,
sides.
with 2 Republicans joining all Democrats in supporting the amendment.
Oh wait, not both sides. It was it's the Republicans voting against this shit.
It says 2 Republicans joining the Democrats in supporting the amendment to defeat it. So why are the Democrats interested in defeating it?
Well, let's ask. No, I think this is saying that the Democrats want it to come out and the Republicans don't.
Okay.
And party lines. Let's ask Perplexity. Why won't they release the Epstein?
So I was gonna. There's Eric Swalwell, who's I guess.
I read it wrong. Read it wrong. No, okay. So the Democrats were not. The Democrats were pushing this. The Republicans
Yes.
fought against it. Okay, I fucked that up. So 51 to 49 is crazy. So they just voted along party lines. So they're probably told to do this.
Right. So what the fuck's in there, man?
So then they've been. Not only is the government shut down right now, I think that might affect it some, but they're in recess. Congress is, And so this Eric Swalwell said this stuff today. Again, it might not be true, but
It's coming to an end, guys. I've spoken to a lot of House Republicans this week, and they confided that Trump's movement support is fading. As one told me, this Epstein bomb is about to drop, and no one wants to defend a pedo protector. It's just a matter of time, Swalwell said in a thread. One Republican just texted me that if there's a discharge vote on Epstein, they expect a jailbreak of over 100 members. Trump will go nuts, he added.
so they said this further goes on to say that if they get back, that this is the first thing on the docket, and that's sort of what's holding them back in recess right here.
Wow. We are watching wild history in real time.
Dude.
This is a wild scene.
Oh my God, dude. You don't want to, did you listen to Martyr Maid's episode on Epstein?
I've listened to it.
Woo!
I didn't finish it, but I get creeped out by that guy.
It was the creepiest few fucking
Did you ever
weeks.
talk to Weinstein about him? Weinstein met him.
About Daryl?
No, Epstein. Weinstein.
Oh, thank God. I thought you were about that. I think he's just such the best.
I love Daryl too.
Okay, cool.
About Epstein, he met him.
Dude, what the fuck? What did he say it was like?
He said he had a girl on his lap while they talked. The girl was like 21 years old. And I think he said she was Asian, I don't remember. But he said she was really beautiful. And she was sitting on his lap, and he was bouncing her up and down while they were talking. So they're talking about finance, and her boobs are juggling. So he goes, she wasn't underage or anything. She was a woman, but she was sitting on his lap, and he was bouncing her around, and her boobs were bouncing in his face while they're trying to concentrate on whatever the fuck they're talking
Some
about.
David Lynch shit right there, man. That's some David Lynch shit.
Yeah.
Just jiggling boobs in front of you, like, wow. That is so fucked up.
And Eric said, like, right away, his vibe was that this guy was a construct. Because Eric is all like,
What do you mean
daggers.
construct? What do you mean construct?
Like a fucking agent.
Oh, right.
He's like, this guy does not come off as a financial expert
Right.
at all.
Right.
And Weinstein is an economist.
Dude, it's just...
Well, he's a mathematician, right? He worked for Peter Thiel. He was can you give me some of that coffee, brother?
Yeah, sure. Peter
I think he was
Thiel.
a math teacher.
Math teacher.
It's my Palantir hat.
And then he became whatever he became.
Well, he's not a dumb dude at all. And if he thinks the guy was fake, like right away, that's his instinct. Like initially, I think the problem is a lot of those guys wanted him to be real because what fun. You get to hang out with Jeffrey Epstein. Everybody thinks it was kids, and there probably was a lot of that because
Definitely.
I don't know what the actual accusations have been because the wildest thing about the Ghislaine trial is like she went to jail for trafficking to who knows who. The fact that you could just put her in jail and who'd you traffic to? Like none of that gets out in the trial at all? That's crazy. And they do it right in front of your face.
That's fucking crazy, dude.
So you don't know we hear it was underage girls. We know that there was some of them were underage for sure. And then we also know that some of them were not underage. They were young women. And you know, they all have like one of them wound up dying recently. One of them that's been a whistleblower died.
Yeah.
Like you imagine you're a young girl and you're fucking broke and then you meet that guy and he invites you to go on a fucking island somewhere or party somewhere and you're hanging out with all these fucking creeps and then years later when all it starts coming out what happened, you go public and you don't have any money. You don't have any money and you got these fucking billionaire sharks who want to take you out because you sucked their dick 30 years ago or whatever it was. Yeah. That's got to be terrifying. Lawmaker claimed the files included one Hollywood producer worth a few $100 million, one royal prince, one high-profile individual in the music industry, one very prominent banker, one high-profile government official, one high-profile former politician, one owner of a car company in Italy, one rock star, one magician, at least 6 billionaires, including a billionaire from Canada. We know these people exist in the FBI files, the files that you control.
Fuck.
Whoa.
Fuck. Yeah, man. See, this right here. This is scary shit.
Because this is how communism gets started.
This
is when they attack, they realize like this is like indefensible, and it gets to the point where people are like, maybe Mom Donnie's right.
Dude, I mean, but that's one thing that's beautiful about humans is that all of us agree. Don't fuck kids.
Don't fuck kids.
That's a beautiful thing. If you want to find the thing that that connects all of us, it's we really want to keep our kids safe. We love our children, and so if, as it turns out, and dude, you guys, if you want to have a dark few days, listen to Martyr Maid's episode on the Epstein files. It's not what he just points to other times the state has protected organized sex trafficking rings. Like, this isn't the first time this shit has happened. And so
that's what's crazy.
That's the scary part. If all of us realize that we have been funding and voting for vampires, sex vampires, essentially.
Do you remember the DC Madam story?
Is that the one that Charlie Sheen? No, that was
no. That was L.A.
Okay.
That was the lady who went to jail.
I don't really remember it.
The DC Madam story was this lady got busted, and she had a book filled with high-profile individuals from Washington that she and her ladies were servicing.
Right.
And then she committed suicide.
Well, it's a hard job. She probably was depressed.
Yeah.
DC's winters are tough.
I bet those people are freaks. I bet they get down.
Well,
I bet they get down. I bet when they're done with all that lawmaking bullshit, at the end of the day, a lot of them are young. A lot of them are just in it they can't believe they're hanging out at the real deal. They're really a congressperson.
Fuck yeah.
They're really a staffer.
Listen, I don't mind. I want my politicians to fuck. I don't want them to be sexless fucking androids up there.
They just want war.
Just don't fuck kids.
Yeah.
But
we need to know what actually happened, because maybe some of these guys just got prostitutes on that island. Maybe, who knows what levels he was doing this at. There was probably a bunch of people that weren't depraved, but he wanted dirt on them, right? And then there's people that are depraved. Like, you've got probably multiple layers to what he was doing.
Okay, but I think it's safe to say, and it's not even conspiratorial, the current system of how we elect our leaders is based on money. You need donors, right?
100%.
So that is a kind of legal bribery. You give enough money to this politician or that politician, and it's not like you own them, but they know you gave them all this money, and they know they want to run again. They also know that you've got your own constituents, and you have a lot of control, network of bots that you could easily unleash on the internet. And so I think it's a safe bet that it's highly likely that it's donors who are on that list and who are compromised for real, who are exerting massive amounts of pressure on the federal government to not release those fucking files. But it could be that it's an existential threat. It could be that it would cause so much tumult that it could lead to an actual uprising. It could lead to like a bunch of us with torches standing around the fucking castle, ready to burn the vampire out. And I think that must be it, because if I'm a career politician, dude, I don't want to vote against releasing something that is if there are monsters among us, we need to know. Dude, in my neighborhood, we got a scary ass fucking letter. Sex offender. If you're just a basic bitch sex offender and you move anywhere in Texas, mass mail goes out with your picture on it and your fucking address. You know what I mean? So why is it that there are these very same people who are working right now, who are out there, nobody knows, who are actual predatory pedophiles, and our government is protecting them?
That's the other terrifying thing about the open border. In the name of compassion and, not stopping people from coming into the country, one thing that they think was a lot of it was sex trafficking kids.
Oh, yeah.
Kids.
Fucked up.
Yeah. That there's truly evil people in the world, that want a child to do terrible things, and they'll pay a lot of money to get one.
Dude, this is why I go to Catholic Mass now.
It's like if you've never encountered real evil, You wouldn't believe that that would be possible. But then when you find out the numbers of kids that went missing,
Dude.
that came across the border, the number of kids where they have no trace of them, they have no idea where they went. We're talking thousands and thousands of kids. Now, I'm not saying they all got sex trafficked, but I bet some of them did.
Listen, man,
Like,
it's evil.
and if it's a person where there's no record of them, no one's going to know they're missing.
You
could there's probably some fucking dark, twisted motherfuckers that would give you a lot of Bitcoin for something like that.
In episode number 2355, Joe Rogan and Mike Baker discuss the chaos of the Epstein case and the push to release his files. Episode number 2349, Joe Rogan and Danny Jones reveal the secrets behind the Diddy tape, and Kash Patel break down the Epstein case, revealing the evidence, missing footage, and long-standing controversies surrounding his death.
Let's just get to the
Since we were talking about fake news, this is going to come up because it's been going on since we've been recording here.
Episode number 2329, Joe Rogan and Eshan Ahmad, breaking down the hidden Epstein files, missing footage, and the big question, why is Ghislaine still alive?
They were going to release the Epstein files day one.
Why is Ghislaine still alive? If Epstein knows all these
Episode number 2284. Joe Rogan and Ian Carroll reveal the inner workings of Jeffrey Epstein's network and the elite connections behind it.
And I was But I'm sure Glass
Episode 1764. Joe Rogan and the comics unpack the unanswered questions around Epstein and Ghislaine, from blackmail networks to missing evidence and elite connections.
So wait, do you think Epstein and Clinton were friends or something?
I don't. This artist made it. I don't know.
That's fucked up,
flew
dude.
with him 26 times.
Yo,
It was only 26 times. He was a good man. And mischaracterizing him.
Turns out
He had
Clinton-
a love of science.
Clinton seems like a
kinda
fun
ruled.
guy, yeah.
I love the picture of Clinton, both Clintons and Trump hanging out.
How about
at a
fucking
fundraiser.
Ghislaine at their wedding?
Oh, no.
You got to
what's
get her
her-
on here.
Gotta get Ghislaine on
She's
after the
in
mistrial.
jail.
Right after the mistrial.
She is?
Yeah, she's in jail.
She's innocent.
They're letting her off.
Do you think so?
Yeah, because those two guys was like,
Do you think they engineered it?
it's possible.
Yo, for real though, I know we're not supposed to joke about like child trafficking and stuff, but that's a good side. That's a good
a good
bottom
gig.
bitch. Ghislaine.
Down.
Imagine that was your lady. Like, yo, we need to secure some young chicks.
Down.
And your girlfriend being like, okay.
Do you think that's what it was? That she was
Good
a
at her
girlfriend,
job.
or did they have some weird friendship? Were they both?
I think both. They were
Yeah.
buddies.
I mean, they're
They
best
dated.
friends. I'd love to marry my best friend the way Epstein did.
They were married.
Whatever.
What a crazy crazy story.
He had a wild ride.
That there's a guy who's some sort of intelligence operative, whether it's for another country or what, and he's getting together with people and
he's
compromising
blackmailing
them.
everybody.
Yeah. And then there's people giving him money that they can't explain. Like exorbitant amounts of money.
Get that golden retriever. Is that Joe? Is that your dog?
What the fuck, bro?
Your dog's been pictured with them?
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
What's your dog's name?
That's not Marshall.
Marshall's been pictured with
I think that's
Epstein.
that's one of those Irish setters.
There's Betty White.
That's the queen.
Oh,
Betty
that's the
White?
queen, and that's Epstein.
Her cabin.
He was staying at her cabin.
Whatever that means.
Wow, that's dark.
Yeah.
But they don't know who he was working for, what organization he was
It was
working
the
for.
Mossad, dude.
They think
Really?
Obviously the Mossad.
but he wasn't
Whoa,
he. But wasn't he
misogynist.
American? He was American, right?
He had a
What's
bunch
his
of
name?
passports, though.
Jeffrey Epstein.
The Jews had a good run.
You think
got
Jeffrey Epstein is
Epstein.
Mossad?
You got
was-
Harvey.
Do I think?
That was the rumor.
I'll tell you what, dude. I don't know a lot.
And who gave him the island? Israel?
Well, they don't know where he got all his money from. It's like real sketchy weird.
I donated.
All right, but imagine you're a billionaire and this guy's like, "Yo, you want to come hang out on my island?"
How's he saying?
Yes.
What's he wearing?
What's Epstein
What's he
wearing?
smell like?
He's dressed like an
When he's saying
admiral.
that. Yo, you want to come hang out at my house? Yeah,
Yeah, I'd be
they would
like,
get
yeah, for
famous
sure.
people to go to their house.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That was the thing.
They had quite a guest list.
Yeah.
Chelsea Handler was on the plane.
Michelle Wolf.
The plane.
She's on the list.
No.
Is she on the list?
I think.
She's on
Really?
a couple lists.
Hey,
But
easy.
she's innocent. She's innocent.
Schindler's List.
Oh, Jesus.
Hey, we're not making jokes like that.
Oh, sorry. I forgot.
The crazy here it is. The mysterious foreign passport found in Jeffrey Epstein's mansion was used to enter at least 4 countries in the 1980s. Prosecutors say
Wow.
Enter
Yeah.
4 countries.
he had a
Use
foreign
fake
passport found inside a safe,
I'll tell you what, I
and
don't
he
like
used
this
it
guy at
to
all.
enter. Well,
He
yeah.
seems bad.
If I ever had a chance to punch him,
Did you ever see the video where Bill
He'd be
Gates is
punched.
talking about him?
No, what's he
yeah,
say?
he's like,
He said,
he's
well,
dead.
he's dead
so-
now, so there's that.
Yeah.
Whoa.
He's basically like letting out like that almost.
I
Like
know.
he's happy that the guy's dead.
Like he's
Of course.
Yeah,
he
they're
was
like,
asking him
you hung
why-
out with him, didn't you? And he's like, well, he's dead now, so I guess
Damn.
next
Well,
question.
he said more than that. He was talking
dead
about
men tell no tales.
They pushed him as to why he had this friendship, and he said that Epstein was going to donate to philanthropy, which he felt was very important. And like, he has a lot of philanthropy that's involving like world health and stuff like that. Here,
See? Anybody who donates to charity is fucked up.
When you met him 10 years ago, he
They're all
was
hiding
convicted of
something.
soliciting prostitution from minors. What did you know about him when
that
you
Jen
were
Psaki?
meeting with him, as you've said yourself, in the hopes of raising money?
I had dinners with him. I regret doing that. He had relationships with people he said, would give to global health, which is a interest I have. Not nearly enough philanthropy goes in that direction. Those meetings were a mistake. They didn't result
look
in
at his face.
what he purported, and I cut them off. That goes back a long time ago now. So there's nothing new on that.
No,
Reported
nothing
that you
new
continued
there.
To meet with him over several years, and that, in other words, a number of meetings. What did you do when you found out about his background?
Well, I've said I regretted having those dinners, and there's absolutely nothing new on that.
Is there a lesson for you,
Here.
for anyone else looking at this?
He's listening to his publicist
Well,
tell him what
he's
to say.
dead, so in general, you always have to be careful.
A lot of us.
It's a
well,
bit of a
he's
lesson.
dead. Ari
They're like,
talked
is there any
over
lesson?
it, but you could
Very
hear
proud
it.
of
I
what
heard
we've
it.
done
Is there
with
any?
philanthropy, very
Ari
proud of
breathed
the work
over
the
it. You were
He
talking
talked
about
over
yo,
it.
you
We
were
were trying to shush you to an important
Because he's
part.
looking,
You had
he
to
keeps
talk.
pausing during the
That's what I
questions,
get up
looking at
every
his
day and
publicist,
focus
telling him what to say.
Jamie, are you?
Well, I don't know if he's looking to his publicist, but he's definitely nervous.
Jamie,
Yeah.
are you working the audio to eliminate Ari's breathing
should
into the
take it
mic?
Do your best.
Please keep it in.
Fair enough.
But what a fucking crazy thing to say, right?
Put more
Yeah, he's
homophobia on
dead.
stream.
Isn't that a crazy thing to say?
Yeah.
So there's a lesson there.
Were there any lessons? He's like, well, he died.
Yeah.
Well, he's dead now.
He
Well,
looked
he's
pretty
dead
shook
now.
up over that.
Bro.
Yeah, he's like,
Yeah, that's my buddy that I
PBS is
flew
talking
around with.
shit?
Yeah. There's nothing new here.
Imagine if you go on PBS and they start fucking hitting you with questions. You're like, what the fuck are you doing, PBS?
Public broadcasting?
You
Blow me.
losers?
Yeah. What's next?
I have the Xbox.
Did he do that?
Yeah, Microsoft.
Whoa.
What did she ask him directly?
Yeah,
Is there
I forgive
anything
him.
else to say?
I don't.
I think is there anything to learn from these
He goes, well,
mistakes
he's
or
dead.
something like that?
He learned from his
He's
mistakes.
dead now. Yeah.
Ghislaine is Epstein's Xbox.
It's very.
All
Dude,
right.
how good was that, though, when they just killed Epstein?
Well, what's crazy is that
They
everybody
killed
wants
him.
to
Like,
pretend
security
they did.
cameras went off. And,
I know.
It's weird.
The whole
Power.
country just had to sit there like, yeah, I guess.
She had some bombs on her. I'll give her
Damn,
that.
she was
She had
cute when she
great
was young.
bombs.
She was cute.
Jamie, bring up
So her father
Maxwell's giant
is
tits.
her father is some sort of an intelligence agent, right?
No, he was a media guy, I think.
Well,
a
what-
mogul.
something,
Yeah.
something.
Ooh, look at her
Pull
in
up.
bikini.
Oh, look at that. The foot and the cans
Yeah,
there.
I'd like to see the cans.
Cans.
Film festival.
Will you pull up her father?
She's got like Pelosi knobs.
Pull up her tits.
Yeah, you're doing this wrong, dude.
Nobody's looking at her father.
No, don't bring up his
J-Mo.
What did he
father's
do?
big old dong.
tits.
The murky life and death
Ooh.
of Robert Maxwell.
Hey, he's a cool dude. Look at
Wow.
that. Yeah, she was pretty there.
Yeah.
What was the story with this dude, Jamie?
The main part that sticks out, other than his whole history, he was a big media mogul in Europe, and he was found naked in like the Mediterranean or something like that.
Mediterranean.
Look at
Yeah.
him down there in the bottom corner, but the left of the bottom corner where he's dressed up in his fucking secret society outfit.
He got a little Truth Taylor in here.
With Elizabeth Taylor.
Wow. She was something.
Yeah,
it's
and
a
the boat
costume
was named
party.
after Ghislaine too. Not that matters a ton.
The boat was made after.
Yeah.
Named after.
It's called, like, Lady
What is that
Ghislaine.
What was
name?
it called?
Ghislaine.
Ghislaine.
The SS
I think
Rape?
I think you say Ghislaine.
Yes, that's right.
What language is that? They would say Ghislaine and
French,
spelled like that.
I
Is that what it
believe.
is?
Yeah.
Ghislaine.
But here's the
That's
craziest
what we
shit
do.
about all this, man. It's like this sounded like the most ridiculous conspiracy just years ago. If you went 10 years ago and talked to someone and said, hey, there's an island, and they take really famous people and scientists, and they compromise them with young girls.
What? Compromise them.
Yeah.
So they can have
They
it.
videotape them, and then they have this blackmail money, and then people are going to have to resign because they donated money to this guy and gave money to this guy. Like, people have, like, CEOs have resigned
Yeah.
because they had written $150 million checks they couldn't account for. It didn't
Right.
make any sense.
Pretty good scheme.
It's wild.
It's a very simple scheme. To
Yeah.
be like, yo, what's one thing no one can resist?
Yeah.
17-year-old girls on an island.
Apparently.
Especially if you don't know they're 17. Like, if you think
Exactly.
they're 19,
and then you
Right.
film them,
And then they tell
say, hey,
you-
by the way, that kid was fucking 15 years old, you freak.
Right.
You better donate.
or they
Yeah.
say that you have the girl say it to you after you've already had sex.
That's how the
and
Boy
you see them
Scouts got me.
react to it because they might say it's okay, it's cool,
Yeah.
and then then they have that. Like, who the fuck knows? But the fact is, that's the other thing, that his temple is designed to look like the Israeli flag.
Temple.
Nice, dude. Fucking
Look at that.
Jews all the
Edit
way.
that part
Look
out.
at that. Look at that temple.
That was like the mosque
No, you
and
see
the
the
Israeli
owl?
flag.
You see the owl up there? That was
yeah, some Illuminati shit.
No, what's the name of
Moloch.
the Moloch.
What's
Yeah.
Moloch?
Moloch, the owl god.
Dude,
Whoa.
you get to,
Bohemian Grove.
for
shit.
real?
Episode 2281. Joe Rogan and Elon Musk questioning why the Epstein files still aren't released and where the missing evidence went.
Was